welcome to Roundup on Rocky Top from TPL Tennessee. I'm your host, Ellie Williamson, and joining me today is Jadon Perlotte and Arion Carter. And today we're coming from the Dick's House of Sport, proud partners of Tennessee Athletics and the Lady Vols, getting ready for back to school and football season. There's a lot of stuff to come and grab, new Tennessee gear, all your needs for back to school stuff. So make sure to come check it out and get you some new Tennessee merch this season. All right, Arion, kicking off with you. Gatorade Player of the Year, first one at Smyrna High School in Smyrna, Tennessee. Multi-sport athlete, track and football. And now you're in this junior linebacker leadership role at Tennessee. So what's your major? What's your time like here been so far?
Yeah, so I'm a junior here at the University of Tennessee. I'm majoring in kinesiology, minoring in business. And what I basically, aspired to do, other than play football, was be an orthopedic surgeon. At a very young age, I wanted to, deal with the body and anatomy and physiology and just be able to set myself apart and be able to set my, self up for success in my family, and also be in the game of football and be around sports. So I decided to choose that pathway and go with kinesiology.
Well, you played linebacker and running back in high school and racked up some pretty impressive stats. Do you ever miss, getting carries, running the ball, now that you focus on a linebacker here at Tennessee?
Yeah, every time we're out and we're like making halftime adjustments or like we're going out on defense and offense is going in, it's a long drive and, they're rolling and I get to see some of the plays they make on offense. It makes me get a little bit of nostalgia going out there, being out there carrying the rock and going out there scoring touchdowns. I miss it a little bit, but, it's great going out there hitting people on defense and flying to the football.
Well, you were a top-ranked recruit coming into Tennessee. What was your decision process like, and what was that decision that said, okay, Tennessee's home for me?
Yeah, it was really just my faith in God and just taking the spot that felt more like home to me, honestly, where I felt I was supported, where I was gonna be able to chase my dreams and aspire and do the things that I want to accomplish. And I feel like here was the perfect fit for me as far as like having a family support system and having everybody around me here that wants to see you succeed, not only on the field, but off the field as a man and individual.
All right, Jadon, Buford, Georgia. We've had some Buford and some Georgia guys come on before. You originally committed to UGA and then USC before coming to Tennessee. So what made you decide to change, schools, and what were you looking for at Tennessee?
Well, Tennessee's been recruiting me since the summer of my 9th grade year. So through 2 commitments, through it all, they were still on me just like that. I ended up committing, I think, right after or a little bit before my sophomore season. To Georgia, and I was committed between 3 and 4 years. So I had that out long. Coach Hype continued to call me every day. Coach Inge, as soon as he got in the office, was calling me. I remember Dominican Republic would not stop calling my phone on vacation.
Yeah.
But I love that guy. He did a great job recruiting me. Yeah, I'm glad I stuck with Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, I was at the national game. That was televised. I was on the sidelines, was working. I remember it well. Just what was that like for you playing on national TV in a high-profile rivalry game between 2 nationally ranked teams at the time, Mill Creek, Buford? They don't like each other. It's a known thing. I don't think people realize the competition and the rivalry in high school football in Georgia, but talk to me about that game for you.
Well, that game starts all the way at age 5 from Little League GFL, just growing up, butting heads with Mill Creek. They're 5 minutes down the road. So, that's always a fight for who's the best in the county. But that game was crazy. We had against Caleb Downs, Jamal Anderson, he's at Clemson now. I know we had over 50 stars during that game. Kirby Smart was at that game. Nick Saban was hitting out in the stands somewhere where nobody could find him in that game. But, yeah, it was crazy. I had a great game that game. We ended up winning. And, yeah, it was definitely a crazy game.
You mentioned some of those big names, Caleb Downs, a lot of those scouts that were there watching you. Just how did that level of competitiveness get you ready for what you're up against here at Tennessee? And you can jump in on this as well, Arion.
In Georgia, it's straight real football. Like, anybody can say Texas football is good, Florida's football is good, but it's nothing like Georgia football. When it's down in them trenches, 7A, it gets real. So really just facing all that D1 talent, just guys that are ready for the next level. I mean, it's great to go against and get ready for the next level.
Yeah, just like
Arion.
piggyback off just like what you said, like going against a few superstar caliber guys in my time within like starting linebacker of the LA Chargers, Junior Colson, who played at Ravenwood. I played him, or Jake Bringstool at Clemson starting. He's been starting there for 4 years now. He's about to go to the league. Just guys like that of that caliber that I've been able to play since freshman and sophomore of high school, just to get me ready and continue to play guys of that caliber right now has just been a blessing and an overall advantage just coming into the SEC.
All right, well, Jadon, you are majoring in business here at Tennessee. So what kind of sparked your interest there, and what's something you hope to go and do with that degree?
Really just starting my own brand. Just started off for my generation, for my family, and really nobody in my family really has something like that. So I want to be the first to start my own stuff, just grow from there.
Well, Jadon's over here hyping up Georgia high school football, but Arion, Smyrna has a decent Friday Night Lights tradition as well for both of you guys, though. What is that transition? What is that transition like going from a high school football environment to playing in front of hundreds of thousands of fans in Neyland Stadium?
Well, like for me, it might be a little bit different.
Yeah, let me go first.
I'll let you go first.
So I haven't
Jadon,
got to play in front of all these fans, but I've been at multiple games.
Yeah.
But including that Mill Creek game, it wasn't nothing like I went to the Kentucky versus Tennessee game. That wasn't even the best game. It was jumping, like crowd shaking, stadium shaking. That was nothing compared to the Mill Creek game. But go ahead, tell me what you would think.
I would say probably it's a different type of setting, a little bit more personable, especially coming from a small town, Smyrna. We are like at 6A school, around like 2,300 graduating students. So like I remember my first game senior year, if you kind of like look at my film, I had the back view, the back end zone, and when you see the play starting, I got a sack, but like as the play's developing, you can see like the parking lot. So like so there's a parking lot, and then there's across the street we had like a big old field, and then there was like the E-way right there, so you could take it's like a three-way stop. You turn in, and there was the parking lot, and then there was the field. Mind you, the field probably was like 2 acres within itself. The parking lot was full, and then that whole spot was filled up with cars. And like you seen just the ambulance and like people was like around the gate. Like that was like a crazy experience. I got a little bit of taste of just like something like that. But if we was to put it in perspective, just like being in Neyland is just crazy. Like I remember South Carolina game, my freshman year, and we were in blackout mode. And this is just coming off the year of them losing like with Hendo and all them. And we just wanted to go in and set a message, and like just like having all those fans blackout mode. When you see it like under those lights, you're gonna be like, whoa, like this is something special for sure.
Fall camp, it's here. Football season is here. What's the mindset like overall in the locker room, just between defense? Tell me about that.
Well, I feel like from a defensive perspective, the mindset just going into fall camp is making sure we have all, 11 on one page. Having top tier communication, over communication would be key from a defensive perspective, and just having all guys ready to go. Mentally, physically going into fall camp, we want to have everybody hitting on all cylinders, from a young guys, from vets leading up to having a tremendous season. And we just want to make sure that the standard is the standard. Everybody knows the standard, and we don't deviate from it.
Jadon?
I can say we're doing great right now, offense and defense. We're turning into a player-led team, and that's very great from our veterans, from our older guys, taking over control over the locker room. It's really good for us, and we're going to do good with that this season.
Tennessee had some mind-blowing stats last season with Big O, Will Brooks, James Pierce, just some great defensive plays overall. So, Jadon, You've never been to a fall camp before here. Arion, you have some experience. Talk about the physicality and the mentality going into fall camp, what it's like. Give the fans an inside look onto kind of what you guys go through. And Jadon here, he's new
give
for it.
me an inside look.
Yeah. So like we diving straight into fall camp. You know, the first like block of fall camp, I would say the first week you're gonna be feeling great. You know, going in motivated. You know, grind. Day one install, hype. Everybody's juiced up. First day of practice, it's gonna be 90 degrees, feeling great. And you know, as we go in throughout the days, and like you know, we talk about the dog days of camp. You know, you're gonna go through it within probably like the second week of camp. You know, day 13, day 12, you're feeling a little beat up. You know, mindset would be being mentally locked in, being strong, being focused within holding the standard, like I said before, and keeping the main thing. You know, you're a young guy coming in. You know, you just want to be very attentive to detail and just ask a lot of questions, knowing what's going on. And you do that, I feel like you're gonna be great.
Yes, sir.
So Jadon, who do you see standing out early so far in workouts and just things that y'all been going through at practice?
Definitely AC. I'm not just saying that for nothing. He's definitely taking over in defense, definitely taking that leadership role to the next level. We're going to be looking good this year. And I feel like he has everything set up, and they have it how they wanted to look. We're going to win the championship this year.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Me personally, I feel like guys who are going to like step out in this 2026 season, Youngin right here, you know, we're going to get him in. I got him on a few packages. We're going to go in and, you know, do his thing, go in and just like let him off the leash and have fun, you know. Guys like that, you know, where we can put in packages. You know, we got such great athletes, young athletes where, you know, you put a guy like me who's been in the system, knows the system, defensive structure, and I can tell him what to do and we can go play ball all day. You know, it's going to be great. So having guys like him, another guy I see having a great season this year is Tyree West. Tyree West, he's gonna go in, and I just see him balling this year. You know, a big defensive run stopper for us, being able to destruct blocks and go get to the quarterback and defend lanes and get his hands up. And I feel like another guy is Tyree Weathersby. I feel like guys don't know him yet, but number 18 defensive end, he's gonna come in long, lengthy, destructive, powerful, can speed to power is crazy, you know, and go get to the quarterback. You know, beside Josh Josephs. I feel like Caleb Herring, another guy off the edge. You know, a lot of guys don't know he was in the shadows behind James Pierce, just getting ready, getting primed up for the season he's about to have. I feel like he's going to have a tremendous year, along with a couple of our David Hobbs, D tackle. He's going to come in, have crazy. Yeah, whole D line just going to go crazy this year. Yeah, from a secondary perspective, I feel like somebody who y'all are going to figure out real quick is Ty Redmond. A corner, he had a great camp. He's been balling out, a young guy who's continued to learn on the defensive perspective, just knowing the system day in and day out. I feel like he's going to be special for sure.
Yeah, he's from Georgia, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned about 3 or 4 Georgia names right there off the bat.
I
Just
think
all of them. Yeah, just about all of them are.
David.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a lot of talent in that room. I'm excited. You just got me pumped up. Just hearing those names right off the bat just got me pumped up for the season. But talk to me about some of the adjustments, the leadership role changes. You know, what have y'all seen in the locker room, and how have those roles moved into this year?
Yeah, as far as like adjustments, you know, for me, the biggest adjustment was just coming in and being a leader, being able to grab the bull by the horns per se, be able to leader, be the guy people can come to when things get rough, and be able to know in the heat of battle, I'm somebody that can be held accountable to the standard and know what's going to go ahead and be able to lead by the tip of the spear. And we always say, you know, you don't deviate from the standard. And I feel like that's for us, the you know, host championships, be able to host that trophy at the end of the year. And what we have to do is have a different level of preparation, high keen focus, and a paradigm shift, as I would like to call it, to make sure we set for the right mindset to go out there and play and ball this year. And that was like having guys like Colton Hood come in, a key person who's going to be able to come in and be a Swiss Army knife for us. I feel like, you know, you got guys like Boo Carter who can come in and play all over the field on 3 phases. And then you got our back end, of course, like with Jermod and Ricky, 2 lockdown corners. And then you got me and T in the middle, just being able to set it all off and be the quarterback of the defense. I feel like having everybody tied in this year, I feel like we're set to have a really fantastic season.
Yeah. So big news for the season. A new statement has just been dropped, a lot of buzz around it, but there's a defensive delay of game. It's a defender that makes an abrupt movement.
Yeah, that's like when the play's about to start, like when you're basically like getting somebody to jump off sides. We be talking about that all the time, especially it's a big thing in the SEC where like you can't clap or you can't make any abrupt noises to like draw the offense off sides. And like I've been trying to get on him about that in practice because, you know, it get bad. I used to do that as a freshman. Like, you know, you be so urgent trying to get the move call and get guys in line, you know, you clap or anything like that. And you just got to like cut that out. But yeah.
If it's any abrupt movement that causes an O-line to a false start, that could be a big issue. At your position in particular, just when you get into stunts, different things like that,
Only term we can really use is like move.
Move.
Yeah.
What are your like overall thoughts on how to like overcome a few of those things that are about to come into play? And then just like, what do y'all think?
Well,
continue to work.
Yeah, obviously.
Get better.
O-line already has an advantage by knowing the snap count. So
I feel like that comes with like with film though.
Preparation.
You know, preparation is key. I feel like discipline is 90% anticipation. If you know what's going to happen, you're more than likely to succeed. And I feel like that comes with film study. I'm big on that. But then knowing your opponent, knowing when the quarterback likes to make checks, man, whether he's just playing at the line of scrimmage. You know, you only got a 25-second play clock that you deal with. Once he gets to 15, 10 seconds, you know, he better snap the ball and get it going. And that's how I base things off. And I learned that from guys like James Pierce, you know, rushing off the edge, one of the best guys to do it. That's in the league now. Continue to do it, you know, and I want to pass it on to the younger generation and the guys around me for sure.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get into some LBU talk here. Describe to me what it feels like to have that linebacker badge on, especially when you have a coach like Coach Heupel, who's an offensive scheming guy. You always hear him, you know, he mentions the standard at Tennessee is to be elite on defense. That's something he says a lot. He's also a national champion, former college quarterback. Talk to me about what it means, though, to wear that badge on your chest. Arion, Jadon.
Yeah, for me, I feel like it's everything. Honestly, with the tradition-rich school we're at, with the culture that we have here, especially like guys like Leonard Little or guys like Gerard Mayo or, you know, Al Wilson, who came before me, superstars, all LCC guys who've been in the league and done it at the highest level, winning the national championship in '98, you know. I just represent that power T every day, just knowing guys before me that have done it and held the standard to be the best and do that every day, bringing your best, giving your all for Tennessee. That's just been a standard I bring every day, and I've been trying to preach to them and practice what I preach as well. What about you?
LBU to me is quarterbacks of the defense. You just ain't knowing just your job. You got to know the whole front's job, the whole secondary's job, everybody's job. And that's just a big role that you got to take.
It's all tied in one.
Yeah, it's all tied in one. So it's probably one of the biggest positions on the defense.
Yeah, and you mentioned Al Wilson, but we got to talk about Reggie White, Eric Berry.
Oh, Eric Berry,
great
Reggie
legends.
White, all those guys. Like, you know, it starts.
Hearing those names, though, like, what is that? Like, how does that fire you guys up and prepare you guys for a season?
It get me riled up, especially just knowing those guys, like what they've done, the standard that they set. You know, those guys are in the Hall of Fame where I want to be one day. The legacy that they set, you know, it's something that I want to emulate, that I want to be able to strive for every day. And I know we getting one step closer to it coming up on this 2026 season.
Yeah. So switching gears a little bit here to the NFL, but which VFL or NFL player do you model your game after? Arion, you've been quoted saying Gerard Mayo. You're wearing his number 7. Just how did that impact you, his number, selection, and for the game? Yeah,
just knowing like how smart of a player he was and the wittiness that he played with and just like his overall greatness. You know, he talked about it, especially with, we talked with Coach Ayers, who's played in the league for 14 years, who's been there, who's been a former player and teammate, a former VFL as well. Just talking about the greatness that he was and what he and how he held guys accountable. Just, you know, brought young guys under his wing and being able to go out there and just do what's asked of him and held the standard of what it is to be a linebacker at Tennessee. And that's just what I wanted to do exactly, be like, you know, with him being one of the greatest to do it here, you know, being him number 10th overall. You know, at first round, you know, that's something I want to emulate and do one day as well.
Oh, what about you?
You know, a lot of information.
Yeah.
Ooh. During my high school year, when I first started getting like all my stuff, I wore number 43. Because y'all know who Troy
Detroit.
Polamalu is?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I committed to USC so early. But yeah, I modeled my game after him. Troy can do everything. Like, he just flies around.
Well, I know.
That's why I got my hair going.
You know, that was my favorite player growing up too.
Yes, seeing him jump over lines, making tackles and stuff.
Making them game-changing plays, just so smart.
Somebody you want to be like.
Instinctive.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Well, how do you two push each other in practice? At SEC Media Days, Coach Heupel said the word competition is a key focus in the building. Even Tony Vitello, he has that word up on his wall in his room. So what does that word play out at practice? How does that, infiltrate y'all's team, especially the defense?
Yeah, from a defense perspective, we try to make the offense as great as possible. We want to put them in uncomfortable positions in practice as much as possible in game-like situations. That way they can go out there and play with the utmost confidence. And they do the same thing, and they put us in a hard, comfortable position as well. And I feel like that's why we complement each other so well. And that's why we talk about competition, because we always talk about the role of iron sharpens iron. And, within that phrase, we always talk about it. If I gotta make sure he's sharp and he's on his P's and Q's every day, hold him accountable to the standard. Because that's what Coach Heupel said, and that's what I found. That's what we preach every day, and that's what we set on doing.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Jadon?
I forgot the question.
Nah,
you can.
I was just listening to what you were saying.
Nah, yeah.
No, he really does.
People need to
listen
to you more. You be preaching.
I'm over here like, let's go run through all. SEC Media Days, Coach Heupel used the word competition as a part of the key focus in the building.
Yeah, we all get after it. Mornings, there's some mornings AC comes and works out with some of the younger guys. We're always competing, always giving 110 effort. I know I didn't get to do spring because I was going through some surgery on my shoulder, but I just know even then, like throughout surgery and stuff, rehab, still getting it in, competing with the guys. We be getting it in.
Yeah. Coach Inge is a wise man, and he's always giving out some great nuggets of advice and press conferences. And anytime I hear him speak, he always says something amazing. So, what's one piece of advice or, some sentiment that he has said that's just really helped you guys in the locker room, on the field?
Yeah.
Arion?
One thing he always talks about is preparation. And that's one of the things I've been taking in accountability for. It's something that you've heard me talk to, over and over and over again. And he always talks about, your prep, your personal responsibility of execution and preparation. So basically, we always talk about prep. Prep yourself and prepare and make sure you take care of your business before your business take care of you. And then after something like that, he would be like, that's $5.
Yeah.
He give you
Yeah. What about you, Jadon?
Coach Inge is like a second dad to me. This is probably one of the smartest guys I've ever met in my life. He's just really on me about little stuff. Like, I remember one time, I think I was late to yoga or something, and he was like, yeah, that right there could have cost you your job. And I started thinking about it. It's like, he's for real. And it's just little stuff like that he's always on me about. And it just really makes you open up your mind and, think about it. So, yeah, I really appreciate him for that.
Just with the minute details he's always talking about. He's always a stickler for the minute details because we always talk about, one thing he always talks about is 85 keep. 85 keep, what is that if you may ask, right? Yeah. 85 keep. 85% of the time in this game of football, you beat yourself. A lot of times we want to put teams in uncomfortable positions to be in that 85%, and we stay out of it. How do we do that? Preparation, like I said before, and that's a big key, especially knowing we always talk about we know who it ain't going to be.
That's right. Yep.
Right. Well, preparation seems like a big part of y'all's team and what y'all guys do. Yeah. What's that process look like on a day-to-day basis? What does that look like going into fall camp?
Going into fall camp, especially everything that goes into installs, practice, rehab, prehab, training, keeping your body and just your mental right on everything. I get up around 5:30 in the morning, 5:15, depending on the day. On a Monday, for instance, I would get up at 5:15, get in the building around 5:30, 5:45, and I'll go through our normal downs per se. What does our offense do on normal downs, or what would a offense coming into week one do? And I would go over that, and I would go over our play calls, what we want to do or what we install. And then, you know, we would go through, by then we would already have the install. We would go into meetings, go through our meetings, just preparing with Coach Inge. He always is quizzing you on what could happen. Defenses always being prepared to adjust whatever 2x2, 3x1. Good teams are always going to motion to stuff. So we always just get ready on that instance. And then out there, you know, we play fast and we play physical and play confident as possible. You know, knowing that we've already studied the game and we've prepared the right way in meetings in the night before to go out there and play confident.
What's that process like for you, Jadon?
The biggest thing for me is probably being by your brothers. You know, just being by your brothers, learning together. This isn't a one-man sport. You know, you got to have everybody to win. I just feel like being by your brothers every night, just learning together, getting closer, spending time with them is going to bring us a long way.
For sure.
So what's one goal that you guys have set for yourself this year?
You want to go?
My personal goal is to kind of fill into that leadership role. You know, I got a lot of guys leaving next year, but we ain't even worried about that. We worried about this year. No, really just listening. You know, I come from Buford, so I used to lead a little bit over there, defense stuff, and just going into that role of just listening to the older guys, you know, learning, bringing it in, bringing more information in, and just, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, for me, I feel like it would just be bringing the juice every day. Coming in, it's my third season. I'm more as what you call a vet this year, just going in, you know, having a season that I did before. I want to be able to capitalize and use those building blocks to shoot out and have a spectacular year this year. I want to have triple digits, 100+ tackles this year, and you know, hopefully go out there and get that Buckets Award and you know, God willing, put ourselves in the best possible way to go out there and compete for a national championship after we win the SEC championship.
Right. Well, those are some great goals. Now we're going to kind of switch gears here, get into some fan questions, some rapid fire. All right, so let's get into it. Jadon, I'm going to have you answer first, then Arion, you're going to go next. But who is the hardest running back you faced in high school or Arion currently, and why?
You want me to go? I got two, but I'll let you go first. I know you play some really good running backs because you come from Buford, so I'm gonna let you talk.
I'm gonna give y'all one. Justice Haynes.
Yeah,
that was the first thing that came to my mind. First thing that came to my mind.
You know, a lot of people didn't see him like out of the cameras and stuff. You know, Justice was probably the hardest working kid like I've ever seen. He was always in there doing extra stuff. Every time I go to his house, he'd be over there working out. You know, it was just an everyday thing. And he just took the little things, like, treated them like they were major things. And that's why he's going to get to where he wants to get. And, yeah, he's probably definitely the best running back I've played against.
For sure. In high school, I played against somebody who he plays at NC State right now named Darius Johnson. He ran for, like, 300, average like 300 a game, like going fed. Like he came from Beach High School, like out corn-fed bread. People, like, you know what I'm saying? They lift the hay bales for a living. But it was just crazy, like just seeing a guy like that advance for our age coming out of high school. And then, like I say, probably coming out of high school, the best running back I probably played against would probably be between Travion Henderson, Ohio State, and Quinshon Junkins. Yeah. Those two was probably like one of the most electric running backs I've played against in the backfield together.
Yeah. All right, Jadon, if you weren't a linebacker, what position would you want to be and why?
What position? I'd probably want to be a safety. You know, I like being back there, seeing everything in front of me. I like playing running back. I can run that ball. What people don't know is that, like, when I was a freshman, out of the blue, Texas came and offered me as a running back.
What?
I was like, what? All of a sudden, I just stopped playing running back. I was just a linebacker. But, yeah, it'd definitely be safety or running back.
Yeah. I'd probably say if I wasn't playing linebacker, I'd probably play quarterback or something. Like I feel like I'm lefty. Like, you know how Coach Hype, he a lefty too. I always joke about it too. You know, I feel like I can make those reads. If I was like 6'5", you know, put me in the pocket, I'm going to the league for sure in that. But I would probably say safety. You know, I like Troy Polamalu playing that free. You know, Ed Reed, guys like that. You know, want to come down and be able to play from depth and go catch interceptions, go get pick sixes and stuff. I probably would say that.
Well, when y'all aren't on the field, what TV shows, movies, what have you been binge watching?
What would we be watching?
What's been the summer go-to?
You know, I've been on Quarterbacks lately. Netflix series.
We be watching Drewski. Y'all know who Drewski is?
Yes, yeah.
We just be there chilling, tired.
I swear that man can walk into any. They need a Drewski Dick's House of Sport collab because he can go into any like restaurant, nail salons. Like he needs a Dick's House of Sport.
Advertising would go crazy.
Drewski, if you're watching,
seeing this,
hit Dick's up right now.
Right now.
Right now.
All right. Well, Arion, you were at SEC Media Days in Atlanta, Jadon's hometown. So how was that experience, and who was one person you met in Atlanta that impressed you?
Who impressed me? Just going into SEC Media Day, it was just like a crazy experience. Like I would say it was like the fastest, longest day ever. Somebody who really impressed me while I was there, I got to talk to what's his name? I got to talk to Anthony Hill Jr., another linebacker, and just like getting to pick his brain and like see, you know, what he does at Texas and stuff. You know, just like seeing the brand of football and like where they're headed and stuff like that. It was kind of cool. You know, he impressed me. You know, just knowing like how much football knowledge he knows and like me giving him a little bit of game, that was pretty cool. And just like the experience there was just crazy. I got to meet Arch Manning. Yeah. He was pretty cool dude. Just going out there and we got to play the game and stuff. It was just pretty cool. A funny story, I was getting interviewed and I didn't even realize we was on a set like this, and like we were in the middle of College Football Hall of Fame, like with all the football helmets in the background. And like to the left of me was Kirby Smart getting interviewed, and to the right of me was Steve Sarkisian, Coach Sarkisian at Texas.
And
they sent
was in the middle.
picture, yes, and I'm in the middle, and they took a picture of it, so I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. Meeting those two guys also.
Continuing on Media Days, Coach Heupel said something interesting. He said, what has crippled other programs in the past, the University of Tennessee and our football program has been able to flourish. So what has that process been like for you, Arion, just as a leadership role and, you know, being called upon? What has that been like for you?
Just the leadership role and just him calling upon me has just been great. Honestly, just stepping into that leadership role has been a blessing, just being able to lead y'all guys every day and just y'all being able to understand where I'm coming from as far as a leader and the goal that I want for us to attain in a championship and hosting that trophy at the end of the year and what we have to do to go do it. It's going to take everything. And like we always saying what Coach says, you know, we're all that we got in this room, but it's going to take all that we have to achieve that common goal. And I feel like taking that step every day, being +1, is going to lead us into a championship with that leadership role that I plan on stepping into.
All right, Jadon. So who is one teammate you would want to take on a family vacation?
One teammate? I've been saying your name too much.
Yeah.
It would be AC, but let me choose another teammate.
David?
Oh, definitely David.
Yeah.
David and Hobbs. Yeah. David is another one of my close friends. You know, we all hang around each other every day. But yeah, it'd definitely be David.
Yeah, and who would you want to take on a game show with you?
The game show?
Herb.
Herb Gray. Herb Gray. I would take Herb Gray everywhere.
Every day of the week, I'm taking Herb.
Arion, what about you? Family vacation and game show. Who would you have on?
Family vacation, I would take with me. I'm taking T. I'm taking Jeremiah on a family vacation for sure. We're gonna have fun. And then you said, who am I taking on a family game show? Who can answer questions? I'm taking Jackson Boyd. He take Jackson Boyd. He gonna have great.
Big Jax.
Yeah. He gonna have great selection of answers.
He's hilarious.
Great guy.
So we've all seen the promo. The fans are buzzing about it. The new smoky gray uniforms. What do y'all think about it? Jane, I'll start with you and Arion.
Can't wait to put it on.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, just like the representation of just like representing the U.S. And just like representing the guys who go out there every day and put on that uniform for us and represent our country, what really matters, and just being able to go out there on football and play football and go out there and represent those guys is going to be an honor. I can't wait.
Jadon, fave alternative uni, what would it be?
I like the all whites. I like the all whites. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, we call them stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little stormtroopers.
Yeah, I like the stormtroopers.
Okay.
Arion?
Me, I'd probably say I like the Smokies. I liked our last combo of our Smoky Grays this last year for sure, and this new one. But me, I'm going to say Blackout, Black Mo every time. It's around my birthday in October, so.
We need blue jerseys.
Yeah, the alternate
blues.
powder blue jerseys.
If y'all are
those
watching
will
this,
go
make us
crazy.
blue jerseys, please.
Nike,
Please.
if y'all
Some
seeing
Summit
this,
Blue?
That's Nike.
come on,
Mess
get
with
us
us.
right.
Yes, yeah.
That was
Okay,
right.
you brought up Nike, Arion. Nike or Adidas, or does brand even matter?
It don't even matter.
It don't matter,
It don't
honestly.
matter.
Honestly, we gonna put it on
We gonna play
regardless.
football and we gonna put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Jadon, give me the guys on the team. Who do you want on Ox?
On the odds. Give you a list.
Give me a list.
I give you a list of 5. AC for sure. Davin. Yeah, I put Davin on the most of his songs, so Davin for sure. Tim Merritt. My brother Tim. He from Bama. Tim Merritt for sure. Who else play good music? Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm picky.
Yeah.
That's
I ain't
only
gonna
3.
lie, yeah.
There's really only 3 people.
Me,
I
if I'm gonna go off my 5, you know, I'm picking you. You got a 5.
There's only
playlist
3
for
people I
sure.
let play music while we're in the
Yeah,
car.
you got a 5 playlist for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go you. I'm going Tyree West.
Yeah.
Tyree West got
I
a
heard
crazy,
Tyree
he
be
got
playing
a
that
crazy
to the locker room.
playlist.
He's got some good stuff from
Yeah,
Memphis.
he
He
shared-
also is on.
It's all good.
I've also heard that Tyree is a SoundCloud rapper. He likes to get in the booth.
No,
We got a couple of those.
bro, we got a couple.
We got a couple of those.
But yeah, he's been in the booth for sure. He can spit a few bars. I'm going him, you. I'm going Tyree Weathersby, Weatherman. Yeah, he got some fun music for sure. I'm going him. I'm going David Hobbs.
Yeah.
I'm going D Hobbs. And then who else?
You gotta go Tim, bro. You playing that young boy.
Tim be playing some crazy music, but I'm trying to think. I'm trying to really think. Cause who be?
We really don't be listening to nobody else.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm go Tim.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, well, who has the cleanest fits on the team? Jadon?
Go offense first. Go offense.
Offense first.
Yeah, give us an offense and a defense
Yeah,
guy.
go offense, defense.
Offense. Mike can put it on.
I'm gonna
Mike
go offense,
Matthews can
defense,
put it
defense.
on. Who else we put it on? Oh, Big Dave. Big
Big
Dave.
Dave,
put it
yeah, he
on.
do be putting
He's
it
the
on.
one of the only big offensive linemen, big offensive.
Yeah,
man that
he
can put it on
bringing
like that.
sexy back for old linemen for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Big
For
man
sure.
can fit.
Yeah.
For sure.
Big man can
But
fit.
defense, David be putting on, AC be putting it on, Caleb be putting it on, Caleb Herring be putting it on.
Caleb Herring be putting it
Who
on.
else be putting it on? Yeah, I don't really think nobody. Oh, Ryan Scott, one of my white country boys. He could put it on. He
Nah.
could put it on.
Yeah, quick story, right?
He got him some Jordans too.
Yeah. No, he fitted me. He put up a fit for me.
For real?
Yeah, he's feeling me.
Ryan, my guy, Ryan
Yeah,
Scott.
low key a stylist. Though.
Oh, I would let him pick my music too.
Yeah, he do got a he got a
great
crazy island reggae music.
Yeah.
It's
It's
crazy.
coming back.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been going off.
Yeah.
All right, who is the first person to get yelled out of practice? Jadon, kick us off.
Who do you think the first person is to get at practice?
It depends on which coach, bro. Which coach?
Inge,
Coach Inge who's yelling at Jordan.
Jordan
Jordan
Burns.
Burns.
Yeah,
Jordan Burns is getting
Jordan
yelled at
Burns,
every
for
day.
sure. Yeah.
For sure. Fall camp, when y'all mic up Coach Inge, y'all gonna hear Jordan's name. That's my guy.
Yeah,
though.
Jordan Burns.
If I'm saying offensively, who go get Chris?
Chris Brassel? Chris, I think it's Cole Harrison.
Cole Harrison?
Cole be getting chewed out in practice.
No. Nah, yeah, because they be getting on Chris.
Oh, defense
Chris be going
Herb.
crazy on
Herb,
offense.
Herb, Coach G and Herb.
Coach
my
G.
God.
Oh,
Coach
yes.
G
You
and
gonna hear
That's
Herb
the
Gray.
funniest thing ever.
Herb Gray.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so wrapping up here, just tell me something, you wish you would have known your first day before playing football, or a piece of advice that's been given to you over the years.
Piece of advice. I seen some little video on Instagram about Tom Brady. It was kind of like, no matter what you're doing, like no matter what you're thinking.
Yeah.
I don't want to say no bad word, but get it done.
Right.
Get it done. Like it don't matter how you feeling. It don't matter about what happened yesterday, what's gonna happen tomorrow.
That's a fact.
Focus on the task and get it done.
Yeah, facts.
Ain't no excuses.
Accomplish the mission.
Mm-hmm.
That's real. Something I would tell my younger self before playing football, or anybody getting in just college football or high school football in general, is have confidence. Play with confidence. Confidence is everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Why can't it be you? Why not it be you? I feel like we don't preach that enough in this game of football, and speaking life into yourself. That's key. I feel like if you have confidence, you can conquer the world and do anything you want. And honestly, when God is before you, who can be against you?
Yeah, that was good. That was really good. What's one message that you have to Vol Nation before this season, Jadon?
Y'all get ready. Get y'all popcorn ready. We finna go to work.
Yeah. We rolling.
We rolling.
We here.
Hashtag we rolling.
Go
we
Vols.
rolling. Go Vols.
All right, guys, before we head off here, as you know, it's back to school season. We're here at Dick's House of Sport right now. What's your go-to back to school item? What's something, you've come to Dick's House of Sport to get ready for this season?
Well, I'm going back to school. My back to school item, I'm gonna go straight to the shoe rack over here, and I gotta go get me some cleats for the season starts. That was mandatory. And then another thing, I will always go over to the accessories, team sports accessories style, and I gotta go get me some sleeves, and I gotta go get me the mouth guard for sure.
Yes, it's day one.
In the back plate, the battle back plate, you gotta go get that.
Sure.
The customization ones, they go crazy.
Jaden, what about you?
Well, since I was 5, my mom's been dropping me over here, dropping me off at Dick's. Go get you some gear.
You already know.
So for sure, I definitely come back here for school shopping. When I go back home, I'm probably gonna take both my little sisters to Dick's and let them pick out stuff they need for school. But
Has all the great brands.
Oh yeah.
It's all at one place. Has everything you may need. But
All at your service.
Today we're coming to you from the Dick's House of Sport, proud partners of the Tennessee Athletics and Lady Vols. As you know, it's back to school season as well as football season. They're busy here getting ready for everything you may need, whether it's some new football merch or some back to school gear. Make sure to check us out on all streaming platforms for wherever you listen to your podcast, as well as our social media at TPL Tennessee.
Go Vols.
Go Vols.